Since we started our channel about 3 years ago, we've been running the same camera setup with some mild modifications. We started out with the GoPro 9, which at the time I think was kind of the previous generation available. The 10s had just come out. Prices were better on the 9s. Didn't seem like a huge difference between the two, so we went that route. And over time, we've added things, put a media mod on, added a different type of microphone, and we changed the lens. The one that was available for that camera, and I think the next few, was the max lens mod. Tim had mentioned something that made a lot of sense. The videos felt very small and claustrophobic. We needed to open things up a little bit. Now, the only thing that was maybe a bit of a disadvantage with the max lens mod was that it does have a little bit of a fisheye, which is suited us fine. Someone mentioned in a comment one time that the fisheye was making them sick, which, whatever. So for the longest time, we held off on doing an upgrade. The cameras have been workhorses. They've given us no problems until the 13 came out, and they did something which was really interesting, which brings me to the point of this video today. There's a bunch of different lenses, which is pretty cool. I went to film school a long time ago. I understand all of the, the differences between my widescreen and anamorphic and what they can bring to your footage. So I hemmed and hawed for a little bit and finally pulled the trigger a month or two ago. So we went ahead and grabbed a 13 and a couple lenses. What we got was the wide angle lens and the anamorphic lens. I would show you these lenses, but they are actually really hard to get out of the case. I tried before I came down to the shop. I think you've got to attach them to the camera, and then the front part will pull off a lot easier. And you know what? It's a little bit dirty around here right now. I don't want to play with too much just by taking the back off. When poking around and doing some research, I could find a lot of different sports stuff that was shooting with these lenses, but I didn't see a lot of footage where they were being used in our type of environment. So I figured what I would do today is a bit of a comparison because I'm not sure which of the two lenses I want to use more. So I'm going to set up on the workbench here, and I'm going to do a little bit of grinding, and I'm going to do a little bit of welding, and I'm going to do some comparisons. For the sake of a really good comparison, I'm going to start off with the lens that comes with the camera. We'll see what that looks. Probably pretty constrained and flat. And a quick walk around the shop. This is the ultra-wide lens. We'll also take a quick walk around the shop to see how much it opens things up. Even from the back of the camera, what I'm looking at is a huge difference, for sure. And now onto the anamorphic. This lens is the one that really caught my eye when GoPro announced all their new accessories. And a quick walk around the shop. So there you have it, our comparison is complete. The standard lens didn't surprise me at all. It did exactly what I remembered, giving kind of a very constrained and flat look. The ultra wide definitely opened things up quite a bit, and there didn't seem to be as much of a fisheye to it as the max lens mod. Now, the anamorphic was super interesting. It was definitely a lot wider, Not a lot higher though. Now, I really like that, but there were a few things that I could pick out that might be a bit of an issue. Number one, because of the width of the frame and the location that we're shooting in, which is where we usually shoot, I found that I kind of got lost in the middle of that image. Not that there was a lot going on, but I was just a very small part of something that was much larger. The other thing which was very obvious was the artifacting, because it's designed to have lens flare. Now, outside it would look pretty beautiful, right angle with the sun, but in this case, it just looked as though there was something going wrong. Looking at how it reacted to the welder and the tower light in the background, we would really have to be very careful about how we shoot in here. So I think in the end, we would probably tend to use the ultra wide a little bit more in the shop, and we would then maybe use the anamorphic outside of the shop, because then it's, you can get that cooler type of cinematic shot or cinematic image or whatever it is we're going after at the time, depending on what we're up to. So, and I guess that's it. Hope this helped in some way. I'm glad that I did it, because now I have an idea of what to expect when I'm working on our different projects here, and I'm not going to end up going home, dumping the footage, and finding out that I had a whole bunch of weird lighting issues and stuff where I'm going to just be upset, and maybe the footage would be unusable. So that's that, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope this helped in some way. Have a good one.